What's up guys, C2113 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the BenQ Trevolo S Bluetooth speaker with microstatic speaker driver technology. Okay guys, so when BenQ contacted me and asked me if I'd like to check out their new electrostatic speaker tech, I was pretty excited because, as you guys know, I love Bluetooth speakers. I've done a lot of reviews of different speakers on my channel, and you know the JBL Extreme is one of the ones that I made in the very beginning when it came to speakers for my channel, and I've been using this speaker nonstop, reliably for years. But one of the big benefits of this electrostatic technology is accuracy when recreating mids, highs, and voices and instruments. Now, you know, of course, it was stressed to me that these speakers are not going to be very good with bass sounds and lower frequency sounds. That's understandable. I mean, the drivers are not designed for that purpose. But I can see this honestly being incredibly good for listening to podcasts, for listening to audiobooks, for listening to instrumental music. I mean, this is potentially a game changer. So I'm curious to see what's in the box. I haven't opened it. I'm doing it live with you guys on camera here. And then afterwards, in the second half of the video, we'll go through the whole comparison. I don't have another speaker besides the JBL Extreme to compare it to, but I will turn the speaker onto low bass mode just so that it's a more fair comparison, because what we're really concerned about is going to be treble sounds. But anyway, let's see what's in the box. So I haven't removed anything except my information from the top of the box, and it's a decent sized box. We'll see what's inside here. Now, just so you know, this was sent to me for review. I am not sponsored by BenQ or anything like that, but because this was sent to me, I will be leaving links for it in the description, as well as promo codes if they are available. Now, this speaker is called the Trevolo S. And as you can see here, there it is. And then there are the fold-out electrostatic drivers there. You can see on the side here, we've got Bluetooth, up to 18 hours of continuous play. I like that. Nothing worse than a Bluetooth speaker that does not have the longevity. If we take a look here, you'll see that it highlights these specific points that I was just talking about. Extraordinary vocal clarity, expressive bass and mid-range, obviously maybe a little bit stretch in there, but again, we'll see in the sound test. And it says edgy everywhere design. So, you know, I'm digging this. This is not going to be on the same level of portable speaker as the JBL Extreme. You know, this is a lot more rugged. It's got the rubber, it's got the butylene. You know, it can take a little bit more of a beating. But this would be a beautiful desktop speaker, or a speaker to take with you when you go down in the kitchen and make food and you just want to set it on the table. So let's go ahead and open this up, see what's in the box. I have to say, this packaging is really nice. Just trying to figure out what the best way. I'm pretty sure this is a slide out box. So I'll just slice these open. All right, there it is. Hopefully you guys can see that. There we go, we got a cover. Okay, so on the right here, we've got a nice bag. Always nice to have a storage bag. Again, with something like this that's not quite as rugged of a speaker, having a storage bag to throw this in a backpack is going to be nice, so you can take this with you when you travel. All right, here we have our quick guide. We'll leave that here. Here is, okay, this is the power brick. So this is going to charge via, okay, it charges via micro USB. You guys can see that there, micro USB. But let's see, what's the output on this? And of course, I guess this is for the North American plug. It does make it awfully convenient if you ever wanted to bring this to another country. You could just potentially buy one of these adapters, slide it right on, and your original charger will work. So that's just the charger. We'll see if this thing has any charge. This is the speaker, and it's very heavy. I gotta say, you know, if I compare the two, I mean, honestly, they're kind of close in weight. The JBL Extreme's a little bit heavier, but it's really, really dense. So let's take a look here. Wow. Oh my God, look at that. This has got a really substantial feel, guys. I mean, I don't know if this is some sort of powder coated steel or if this is aluminum. To me, it kind of feels like steel. It's really heavy, and I do like that. So you've got, look at that. No, this is incredible. I think this is, look at that. So you've got your fold out side drivers there, and then you've got your center drivers. You've got all your buttons right on the top here. Of course, you've got an NFC symbol. You've got your mode button. And then, of course, you've got a really nice rubber pad on the bottom that sets it up at a slight angle so that it's slightly angled. And then I guess you got some passive radiators on the side here. I'm not sure, but they look like passive radiators, yeah. So you've got passive radiators on the side here, and then you've got your I'm guessing your treble electrostatic drivers here, and then you've got two standard drivers in the center. So I'm really interested to see what this sounds like. I tell you what, guys, because I want to give you a good side-by-side comparison, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up, get it paired with my phone, test out some audio, and I'll be back with the audio test. Okay guys, I've got this thing set up. As you can see here, it is paired to my phone, and I want to just explain something real quick here. So it did arrive dead. It's plugged in, so it's charging. I did check the battery holds a charge, but it needs to charge up more. I figured to make it a fair test, I'm going to leave this plugged in. The JBL Extreme is fully charged, so again, it's not a battle of the bass, it's a battle of the clarity here. Now, another thing to note, the volume on here is independent of the device volume. So on some instances, that's a good thing. On this one, I'd say it's because the maximum volume of the speaker is just not that high. And I don't know if that's just a software limitation or a hardware limitation, but I'd like to see a little bit more volume because it kind of feels like I have to push the volume to the last 10% to get it to really go up. That last 10% is a very sharp rise in volume, so a more natural volume curve would be better here. Now this mode button, again, it was hard to figure out what this did in the instructions, but there's actually a companion app called the BenQ Audio app, and right now it doesn't do a whole lot. You have the option to put it in duo mode, which is if you have two of these, then you can pair them up into sort of boosted stereo. And then you have your 3D sound option here. Now the reason I say that the mode button was confusing is there's nowhere in the instructions that it explains what this does, but if you push it and it goes red, that is 2D audio, where it will just fire from the front. If you hit the mode button, it turns green. That's 3D audio. The back side of the electrostatic drivers will also fire, and of course, you're going to have the sound that's always coming out of the passive radiators. I'm going to tell you guys, the 3D sound on this thing is no joke. You know, a lot of times you see advertising for a speaker and it says, oh, three-dimensional audio, blah, blah, blah. But when you really go to the other side of the speaker, you don't hear the same effect. It's sort of more like mostly to the front and then like kind of to the back. So basically, if you were to describe the audio distribution, you'd say it was like maybe 70-30, so front to rear, or maybe at worst 80-20, where basically just a little bit of the sound was coming out the back. But with this thing, you know, I have to say, as a test, I did many different tests that, you know, realistically I had to do with copyrighted audio. So obviously I can't put it in the video, unfortunately. That's always the hard thing with testing speakers. But I will tell you this, I did several tests. I did one where I left it on the floor, which is obviously not the greatest, but I just wanted to see what it did. And I put it in the center of the room, and then I started playing music, and I walked around the speaker, and the sound is just incredible. So I was like, okay. So then I decided I'll put this speaker on a stool in the center of the room, so it's raised up, maybe like waist height, maybe a little higher. And then I also walked around the speaker while it was in 3D mode. The sound is truly 3D, and I do like that, where basically it's 360 degree. It's hard to describe, but it feels like you have an actual bearing of where the sound is coming from. So, you know, because you have two ears, you can generally determine which direction a sound is coming from. Well, it's kind of like in the music, you almost have that. Now, obviously, you know, standard music audio is not recorded in such a way that you'd be able to tell, you know, certainly through, you know, Bluetooth and all that stuff. But nonetheless, the effect it gives is truly very good. Now, obviously, on a speaker like this, I'm not going to lie, the bass is not amazing, but it's also not bad. And I would say that the vocal clarity more than makes up for it. I did a couple tests utilizing this to listen to some podcasts, people talking, and specifically vocal audio in music. And that's actually what I'm going to do as a test to do the comparison between the JBL Extreme and this speaker right now. In addition, I would say that for the ultra compact size of the speaker, the sound is really incredible. Like, to give you some perspective, remember, these things fold down, these electrostatic drivers, right? Here's the JBL Extreme, and here is the BenQ Trevolo S, right? These are in totally different ballparks in terms of size, right? You carry this around, I mean, I carry it around, but it's no small task, right? This is kind of like almost a purse. It's the size of a purse. They're close to the same weight, but obviously the JBL Extreme is still heavier, for sure. There's just more going on. But the density of this, it's very compact, and given its compact size, it has a sound stage that truly is much larger than I would expect for something this size. I mean, again, believe me when I say the number of products that I have been sent or offered to be sent that I've never shown you guys is more than I can count. And there's a reason. They suck. All right? Most people that contact me with some, product they want me to look at, it blows. All right? It's terrible. I honestly can say, while I think there are improvements to be made here, this thing is amazing. So enough yapping. I'm going to go ahead and play some music so we can do this test.
Do you hear my heart beating? Can you hear that sound? 'Cause I can't help thinking, and I want you. And I looked up at the sun, and I could see a way that gravitates on you and me. And I looked up at the sky, saw the sun, and the way that gravity. Everyone.
So I hope you can tell that this thing has a lot of capability. And of course, the bass is not going to compare to a giant driver speaker like this, but the clarity of vocals, and again, you have to remember, this is coming through, YouTube, through Bluetooth, through my phone, to the speaker. So it's not even the best case scenario. The best case scenario would be, direct 3.5 mil back into the back here, and some sort of lossless audio file, right? It sounds incredible. The vocals sound really, really clear. That is the thing I keep coming back to. Of course, this is a new technology. They're trying to build it into a compact package. It's not going to have all the things that we want in a speaker, but it does certain things so well that honestly, if you're somebody that's really big into vocals and listening to podcasts and that sort of thing, I could seriously recommend this speaker. It's pretty incredible, honestly, the technology. And again, given that how thin the drivers are, I'm blown away. I mean, the fact that the audio is coming from this panel, right, which if you showed me this like 4 years ago, I would have assumed that this was just some sort of facade, right? Some sort of protective cover for the size of the speaker or something. If you told me that sound was supposed to come out of here, I would have been blown away. And not just any sound. I mean, you could probably fit some tiny, tiny little speakers in there that would sound terrible, but this sounds incredible. Honestly, so far, I am nothing but impressed with this thing. The build quality is on point. It's very well constructed. It's almost all some sort of metal alloy. This is, I'm guessing, steel right here as well. The only plastic is this piece that goes all the way around on top along with your buttons. There's a giant rubber foot with 4 smaller rubber protrusions on the bottom here so that it sits flat and slightly, ever so slightly canted upwards. And oh man, these grills here in front of the front drivers, that's also some sort of metal. Your rim around here, that appears to be some sort of alloy as well. I mean, this thing is incredible. The build quality on this is incredible. You know, you've got NFC built in, you've got the 3-dimensional audio, you've got both Bluetooth and of course 3.5mm input. So if you want to use this as a standard speaker without Bluetooth, you got it. You can get your audio quality through there. And up to 18-hour playtime. I'm about this, you know, because that is also an incredible thing. You know, with the JBL Extreme, most days I don't come close to the battery life, right? But some days I do actually run out of power on the JBL Extreme. If I'm listening to a podcast or a video or something like that where people are talking, I mean, this is incredible for spoken audio, for instruments, for vocals. Oh my, this is incredible. I mean, it blows my mind. Anyway, I'm talking enough. The point I want to make is definitely check this out in the link below. You know, even if you don't end up deciding to get this thing, it's something that you got to check out. It's so cool. The technology is so cool, and the design. I can't say enough about this design. You know, I'm not sure, you know, if this is the most durable thing, but again, like we said before, this is not in the same category as a JBL Extreme. It's not meant to be a daily carried speaker. This is probably something that wouldn't be something that you throw around a lot. It'd be something that you would put in the bag, right, and throw this in your backpack and then take it out when you get to wherever you want to go. So, you know, I think the concerns about durability obviously remain to be seen, but again, these are metal grills on the side as well, so I'm not worried about these electrostatic drivers getting damaged either. I mean, the whole thing is just very, very well designed. I mean, boy, I can't say enough about this thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give me a like. If you have anything to say about this, or you have any questions, or you have one of these and you have your own opinions, be sure to leave that below. I'm sure me and everyone else wants to see that as well. And hey, if you want to see more of these videos, get subscribed.